वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं गुरुब्रह्मा गुरुविष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वर गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. I welcome everyone who are in temple as well as who are online in our study further on Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We are going on the 4th chapter. We started it 2 sessions ago and we are going further on it. And we were on the 3rd sloka. We were discussing about the qualities of a sakha and a bhakta, a friend and a bhakta. And the common factor among them, one of the common factor is ego dissolution. A person, we cannot become a sakha, a friend of the God, and we cannot become a bhakta unless the process of ego dissolution has been gone through. We must have it. And then we were talking about the meaning of the word secret. Rahasyam yeta duttamam. The God is telling, I am telling you the secret because you are my sakha and you are my bhakta. And we are talking about it, that how come a rahasya, a secret can be told openly. Will not other people understand that secret? Then it is no more a secret. We were studying that, but then we took an example also, a small story, that how a secret is told, a secret is targeted, a secret is supposed to be understood only by the person, even though it is told openly. That is a secret. Secret doesn't mean only that you keep the thing something not accessible to other people. Secret in true meaning is, it is understood only by the person who has been targeted, who is supposed to be understanding it. That is secret. And that is why even though we read Srimad Bhagavad Gita 100 times, we don't understand the secret. Why? Because it is targeted to the person who has got the qualities of Bhakta and Sakha. Sa evayam mayatedya yoga proktah puratanaha Bhaktosi me sakha cheti. Bhaktosi me sakha. You are my friend and you are my bhakta, and that is why I am telling you rahasyam yeta duttamam. Yeah. There is a small story about it. How a friend will understand the message which other people may not, even though they are related. There was a man who was dying in a village, and he thought that I will keep all my money, all my gold coins and everything all time. So not a bank, but there is a gold and silver and diamonds. They keep it home secretly. So he thought that I will give it to my kids and I will hide it somewhere and I will write a note for my kids where it is. So when I die, they will open it and they can have the money. So the guy put a note in the safe and he died. Now once he died, he had some 3-4 sons. They thought that, okay, now let us share whatever is left by our father for us. So they opened the safe and they see a note over there. There is no gold coin, there are no diamonds. There is a note, and the note is telling that, my dear children, I have kept all the money, all the gold coins and diamond, whatever I had, I have put it in a pot and I have hidden that pot at 12 o'clock in the night in the shikhar of the temple opposite to our house. हमारे घर के सामने जो मंदिर है, वो मंदिर के गुम्मट के ऊपर शरद पूनम की रात को 12 बजे मैंने वो कुंभ रख दिया है. I kept it. So the children became very happy, the sons became very happy. They thought that, okay, let us take out the pot. filled with gold coins. So they go and they break the, it was a small, not a very big temple, it was small, the typical, the village temple. So it was a small temple. So they break the shikhara on the top of it and they found nothing. There was nothing over there. So they were all worried. They were all thinking that, oh, where did our father put the money? Where did he put it? They could not understand. And then they were scolding the father. Oh, he was an old man. He didn't understand where to keep. He didn't understand how to protect the money. So we are going to lose all that. What an idiot father. That is what they thought. कैसा पिता है, अक्कल नहीं है, पैसे कैसे रखना चाहिए, कहीं भी रख दिया और भूल गए. They were very unhappy. Now that man who died, his friend was there, old friend, Mitra, the friend was there. So the friend came also, he came to know that his friend has died, so he come to this children home. And he's asking, oh, your father was very intelligent and he earned a lot of money and I am so sorry to hear that he died. And the children are telling, what intelligent? He was an idiot. He left money somewhere which we do not know. He wrote only a note. Now where can we go and ask him? We lost all the money which he has left for us probably, or whatever he has earned in his life. So this friend is telling, no, as far as I understand, he was a very intelligent guy. Show me the chit, show me that small note which he has left. And he reads the note that on the night of Sharad Punam at 12 o'clock in the night, I have hidden the pot in the shikhara of the temple in front of our house. So he asked the children that if he has to write only that he has hidden the pot in the temple, why did he write the Sharad Punam? Why did he write the full moon night and 12 o'clock? There must be something. Rahasyam. There must be some secret. So why not to do like this? You just make the same shape again of the temple and let us wait until the full moon night, Sharad Punam की रात की राह देखेंगे, बना दो उसको वापस. So, marta kya na karta, the children thought, okay, by any means, okay, let us see if this guy can find it. So they make the shikhar again back as it is. And they all waited till the full moon night, Sharad Punam. And when the full moon night came, and the moon came up in the sky, 12 o'clock, they found that the shadow of the shikhara was falling on the ground at a location. The friend told, dig here. And they dig the ground over there and they found that there is a treasure. There are gold mines. There is a pot filled with gold mine. Rahasyam, even though the note was openly seen by the children, they were not able to understand it. Why? Because they were not the friend. पिता की अकल के ऊपर विश्वास नहीं था. They were not friend. A true friend came and he could easily understand what it means. So rahasyam here word is for that. It is not to hide the knowledge from the people, but it is told to a person who is specifically having those qualities. That person only can understand it. The science of yoga remains secret. But why? Because it requires a qualification to be understood. The qualification is revealed. Once the qualification is there, the knowledge is revealed to the devotee and the friends. Sakha and Bhakta. That is what this sloka means. The message and the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is not open to being understood merely through the high level of intellect or mastery on Sanskrit language. It requires devotion, which destroys the ego and enables us to accept the humble position of Bhakta and Sakha and hence the word secret here. Very important thing. What is secret? Why it is secret? Now, in the next sloka is for our everyday experience. Every day we find that situation in which it is explained that go to the past, go to your past and ask yourself, what are the actions which I have done in the past, if allowed, if permitted, if I can, which are done by me at that time, if I can, given an opportunity, will I do it in another way? Will I do it in same way or will I do it in another way? हमेशा हमारे दिमाग में क्वेश्चन होता है, वो करता था तो अच्छा था, ये करते थे तो अच्छे थे, हमने गलती कर दी, we didn't take this decision and we did a wrong action. Isn't it? Always, it always comes in our mind. And it gives you grief and repentance. Now think, why did I took that action in that way at that time? What are the factors? What are the forces which made me to react or act in that way? And one of the few answers will be that, oh, I was not knowing about it. मुझे पता नहीं था. I was not knowing. I was not guided. I didn't understand the situation. Nobody explained me. I was afraid to ask the question at that time. And hence I didn't understand. This is creating repentance sometimes for lifetime. मैंने पूछा नहीं, I didn't ask. And it is in every way. Remember, it is not only in school or education, it is in every way. बच्चा स्कूल से एक नया पेंसिल लेके आया, माँ ने देखा, पूछा नहीं कहाँ से लाया, where did you bring this pencil from? चोरी करके लाया. Have you started habit of stealing? माँ ने पूछा नहीं, बच्चा चोर बन गया. पूछो, asking question. And when the God also told here, Bhakto Sime Sakha Cheti Rahasyam Ye Taduttamam, the Arjuna is asking question. You can ask the question to the God. भगवान को भी प्रश्न पूछ सकते हैं, तो आदमी को तो पूछ ही सकते हैं. If somebody is telling something which is not convincing, if somebody is telling which is not going into my mind, ask humbly. Not for argument, but for knowledge. Ask. And so let us go to the next sloka where Arjuna is asking. Fourth sloka of fourth chapter. Arjun uvacha aparam bhavato janma param janma vivassataha kathameta dvijaniyam Tvamadau proktavaniti. Arjun uvacha. Arjun asked. Arjun bravit, not bravi. Asked. Arjun asked. Aparam bhavato janma. You are born now. Yeah. Arjun said, you are born now. Param janma vivassata. Vivassata, Surya, the sun god. You are born now and the sun is there since long. बहुत समय से है. परम जन्म विवसतः कथमेत कथमेत कथम how eta this dvijaniya. Dvijaniya means how do I understand? How can I get convinced? How can I understand? How will I agree with you? Kathameta dvijaniya. Tvamadau proktavaniti. Proktavaniti. Iti. Thus, what you are teaching, what you are telling, that you told to Vivaswan and Vivaswan told to Ikshvaku and Ikshvaku Manu and all those people, but you are now here. How did you say? We find sometimes people telling मैं ऐसा जाके उड़ के आया, मैंने गणपति भगवान को जाके मिलकर आया. There are many people who say many words. Ask. If you are not convinced, ask. Teacher is teaching something, you ask. If you don't ask, you will not understand the problem and you will not be able to solve it when it comes in the examination. Pucho. And I will tell that for both the generations, the older generation and the new generation. The older generation, when questions are asked, if you do not know the answer, say yes, I don't know, I will try to find it. And when the new generation is asking a question, be bold to ask. If you are not convinced, especially in case of dharma. Dharma में तो सबसे ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम है, पूछते ही नहीं हैं. सिंपल थिंग्स लाइक गणपति इतने बड़े हैं और उसका चूहा इतना छोटा है, उसका कैसे वाहन हो गया? How come Ganpati sitting on a mouse, the mouse will be pinched? इतना बड़ा शरीर. Simple things like that which is physically visible. What does it mean? भगवान ने चूहे को क्यों चुना? गणपति भगवान ने. Simple questions we don't ask. Arjun is asking. Arjun is bold. Why is he bold? Because he is Sakha and Bhakta. This is coming same to the loop. मित्र कौन है जो कुछ भी पूछ सकता है? उससे रिलेशनशिप में कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं होनी चाहिए. If I ask a contradicting question, if I ask a inquisitive question, if I ask a maybe irritating question or difficult question that should not impact my relationship with that person, when that kind of relationship is maintained, that is true friendship. भक्तोसी में उसको रहस्य भी इसीलिए बता रहे हैं और वो पूछने की बोल्डनेस भी उसीलिए कर रहा है क्योंकि वो फ्रेंड है. इसमें फ्रेंड कुछ भी पूछ सकते हैं. I can ask anything. That is friendship. So he is asking openness to asking question, and this is the biggest plus point of Sanatan Dharma. पूछ सकते हैं. There is a big Upanishad, a complete Upanishad. The name of the Upanishad is Kenopanishad. Kenopanishad. Kena. How? Why? How? Kena means how. Kyon? Kenopanishad. Questions are asked for the sake of knowledge. Remember, these questions are not to deceive, to degrade someone. In politics, people use questioning technique to degrade someone. This is not for degrading. This is for the sake of knowledge, not for argument, not for breaking or winning over the other person. There is an incident in Mahabharata, Yaksha Prasna. There is a Yaksha. He was actually the Dharmaraja came as Yaksha, and he is asking question to Pandavas, and those who cannot answer the question, they will die. Arjun, Bhim, Sahadev and Nakul dies. Read Mahabharata. They died. Why? Because they didn't ask the question. Somebody will, argue on that. That's very important. But they must ask question on that also, by the way. So, why by not answering the question, they died. What does it mean? What does it mean? प्रश्न का उत्तर नहीं दिया तो मर गए. Then Yudhishthir is coming. He is comfortably, calmly answering all the questions of Yaksha. And the Yaksha is finally telling, okay, I am happy with you. I am going to make all your brothers alive. That is a story. Maybe we can talk about that story sometime later. But that is the story. So questioning is allowed. You may have heard sometimes एक word है, मजहब नकल की चीज है, अकल की चीज नहीं. मजहब नकल की चीज है, अकल की चीज नहीं. मतलब अकल मत चलाओ, जब सिर्फ जो कहा है उसके मुताबिक चलो. डू वॉट यू आर टोल्ड. सम पीपल से दैट इन वेरियस स्कूल्स ऑफ थॉट्स. नकल की चीजें, ऐसे कपड़े पहनो, wear only this type of clothes, eat only this type of food, pray only in this way, do not ask questions. These things are religion but not dharma. Religion says do as it is written in the book and as being done by the others, basically masses. Dharma doesn't say that. If we do that way, then we lose the intellect in whatever we are doing, and the reasoning is gone. Sanatana Dharma is open and flexible. If we follow the same way in Sanatana Dharma also, then we will lose the new generation. The younger generation will lose the interest because they lose the intellect from it. Hence, it is important to remember the flexibility in Sanatana Dharma. People are allowed to ask. Progressive idealism in Sanatana Dharma. Maintaining idealism, but change in the methods and actions. Flexibility available as per the situation, location and people. Hence it is applicable to all the time. Sanatana Dharma इतने सालों से क्यों टिका हुआ है? Because of flexibility. As the time changes, the technology change, environment change, people change, science change, requirement of the people change, nature changes. With all this change, if we keep the psychology of do not ask and do not change, then it will vanish one day. It will vanish one day. That is why Sanatana Dharma is applicable at all time and all the places. And that is again another reason why we say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Because it is applicable at every places. I sometimes give that example. If we say that only a type of eating habit is allowed, I am not promoting non-vegetarianism. But imagine that if we say that only vegetables are allowed to be eaten in our religion, for example, one religion says it, what will Eskimos do? How they will be able to survive? Or they will not be able to follow that religion. So flexibility and progressive idealism is required, which is one of the epitome of Sanatana Dharma. That is why even being ancient from thousands of years, Sanatana Dharma, Srimad Bhagavad Gita told 2500 plus years ago, 5000 years ago, it is still applicable to us and we are still studying it. One of the evidence of that is why we are having avatar. अवतार आए हैं ना, बहुत सारे अवतार आए. We got so many avatar. अवतार आए, यदा यदा ही धर्मस्य. We are going to get that sloka in very recent now. यदा यदा ही धर्मस्य. परशुराम आए, राम आए, कृष्ण आए. Each of them acted in a different way. Correction in the system and procedures to maintain the same idealism. Remember, even though the avatar came, they walked, they talked in their own way. Their actions are seen in different way, but correction in the system, Glanir Bhavati Bharata, Abhyutthanam Dharmasya, right? Procedures to maintain the same idealism. And what idealism? Ekatmata in all, seeing oneness in everyone. Flexibility with idealism is important. Flexibility, it is to act and operate You select the method and actions as it is applicable, but the idealism should be maintained. Let us take simple examples in life. पंडित जी आते हैं, हाँ हमारे इधर पंडित जी आते हैं, पूजा पाठ करते हैं ना, एवरीबडी डज. पंडित जी आते हैं, पूजा पाठ करते हैं, बोलते हैं गणपति का अभी पूजा करेंगे, गणपति की मूर्ति लेके आओ. अभी गणपति की मूर्ति भूल गए. होता है ऐसा, नहीं है, अवेलेबल नहीं है. यजमान को बोला था गणपति का मूर्ति अवेलेबल नहीं है. क्या करते हैं, सुपारी लेके लेते हैं. अभी ये सुपारी को गणपति मानेंगे, गणपति का मूर्ति के बदले में सुपारी मानते हैं. सुपारी गणपति होगी. सुपारी, बेटल नट, वी पुट द बेटल नट देयर एंड देन वी एज्यूम, उसमें अनुष्ठान करते हैं, हम गणपति को लेके आते हैं सुपारी के अंदर. A betel nut becomes God. We pray. Flexibility. What is required? You understand that there is a God. वो भगवान आए, उनका हमने उनका आवायामी, स्थापयामी, पूजयामी, दर्शयामी, सब करते हैं उसका. पंडित जी को पूछना फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी क्या होती है. That is what is flexibility. That is what Sanatana Dharma is. Flexibility. गणपति की मूर्ति नहीं है, वो बेटल नट में गणपति रखते थे. बेटल नट के ऊपर बाल लगाओ, उसके ऊपर टीका करो. फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी. अगर गणपति की पूजा करनी है, इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट इज गणपति को लेके आना है. गणपति हमारे घर में आए, ये जरूरी. हाँ, मेंटेनिंग सेम आइडियलिटी. प्रसाद में क्या रखते हैं, कुछ भी रखो, ब्रिंग एनी फ्रूट, इट्स ओके. आलमंड का, बादाम का शीरा रखने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. आपके पास में क्या है वो रखो. आपके पास में केला है, केला रख दो प्रसाद में. आपके पास लड्डू है, लड्डू रखो. अपनी कैपेसिटी और अपना मन. हाँ, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी. कोई उसमें ये नहीं है कैसे करना चाहिए. एंड द एक्सेलेंट एग्जाम्पल इज श्री कृष्णा. लेट अस सी how Shri Krishna reacted in various occasions. Krishna ran away in case of Kali Yavan. काल यवन को मारने के लिए उसको भागना भी पड़ा और वो भाग गए. हाँ, रणछोड़ राय की जय. In Gujarat, in Dakor, there is a place. The god's name himself is Ranchod Rai. Ranchod means one who ran away from the battlefield. A person who run away from the battlefield is being, उसकी पूजा चल रही है उधर. भाग गए. काल यवन के आया तो कृष्ण भाग गए. And got him killed by the sage मुचकुंद. मुचकुंद के साथ के थ्रू में उनका काल यवन का नाश हो. शिशुपाल he waited for 100 abuses, 100 curses. और 100 गालियां दी, abuses किए, जब तक वो चुप रहे. और 100वीं गाली दे दी, वो वेटिंग पीरियड पूरा हो गया. He killed Shishupal in front of all the kings in the court. In one case he ran away, in other case he killed Shishupal. सुदर्शन चक्र से शिशुपाल का सिर काट दिया. Another way, कंस को उसने पहली ही मीटिंग में मार दिया. In the very first meeting he killed कंस. उसके पास में गए, बात किया, उसको टाइम दिया, खुद भागे, ऐसा कुछ नहीं. पहली मीटिंग में गए और उसका वध कर दिया. कंस को ऐसे मारा. और कालियानाग को पार्डन कर दिया. कालियानाग इतना परेशान करता था यमुना में रह के, तो क्या किया, उसको माफी दे दी. उसको बोला कि तू इधर से चला जा, तेरे को मारने की मुझे जरूरत नहीं है. उनको मारा नहीं, कालियानाग को मारा नहीं. He didn't kill. He pardoned and sent away from Yamuna. And during the Kurukshetra Yuddha, he did not use any weapon. He did not fight at all. He just advised for righteous way to fight. We see Krishna in different situations behaving in a different way. That is flexibility. Keeping same idealism. विनाशाय च दुष्कृता. विनाशाय च दुष्कृता. दुष्कृत आदमी का विनाश होना जरूरी है, मगर कैसे करेंगे? फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द सिचुएशन. Arjun is asking the question is based on this fundamental thing, which is questions can be asked. He is asking this question on simple assumption. Arjun ऐसा क्यों पूछता है? उसके दिमाग में एक assumption. He has a clear cut assumption. What is the assumption? And that assumption is in our mind also today. Everyone. That this is the only and one life which we have got. That is the assumption. He is asking Krishna that you are born now and Surya is born was before you. How did you give it? Why? Because he is thinking that there is only one birth. अभी है वही birth है, ना पहले थी ना आगे होगी. There was no birth before and there is no birth next. The only birth which we have got is this now and today. That is what is in his mind. That is why he is asking question. If we also have the same action, same thing in our mind, what happens? We do the actions in this life and we think that it starts and ends with the dying. यही जिंदगी में जो करना है कर लो, ना आगे है ना पीछे है. And then we think that there are no consequences for the outstanding karma. मैंने कर्म किए, उसका अभी क्या होगा? सीधा स्वर्ग या नर्क, एटर्नल. People ask question, हाँ किसी ने देखा नहीं, no one has seen the other side. किसी ने देखा है? मरने वाले आके बोलते नहीं है मैं कहाँ गया, और जिंदा है उसको याद नहीं है कि मैं कहाँ से आया. So where is the proof? No one has seen. And that is why he is asking the question. So Krishna, how did you say that? Because you are born now. Your assumption is in his mind. The assumption is you are not then. पहले तो आप थे नहीं. Because he thinks that what I am is now. I was never before and I will never be then. That is the situation in the mind of Arjun. And that is why he is asking the question. Now the next sloka is pointing to the cornerstone. This is a cornerstone of Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma का कोई बड़ा सा ऐसे दिमाग में एक मेटाफोर लेके एक ऐसा बिल्डिंग सोचेंगे. When you want to make a building, what do? We put the cornerstones, the limits, the extended portion of the building. We put it first. We put the cornerstone first. Then we start building the wall between two cornerstones and all that. So this next sloka is a cornerstone of Sanatan Dharma. In the whole world, only Sanatan Dharma is talking and believing about it. And what it is? It is the answer to so many issues in the world which we see today. दुनिया में से 90% इश्यू इसी वजह से हैं. उसका सॉल्यूशन है. It's a solution. It is giving solution. And it is not only that, it is making the backbone of people and the society stronger through this thought. So let us go to the next sloka and see what it is telling. The Arjun asked, you are born now, how did you tell Surya? So Sri Krishna is replying, Bhagwan is replying. Sri Bhagwan uvacha bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacharjuna tanyaham ved sarvani natvam vedha parantapa. Sri Bhagwan uvacha bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacharjuna. Very important sloka. Actually, if we remember this sloka, 4th chapter, 5th sloka, sometimes people ask questions. Who are you? I am Hindu. मैं हिंदू हूँ. कैसे हिंदू हो? हम पुनर्जन्म में मानते हैं. कहाँ लिखा है? And we are speechless. If we remember some simple words like this, we may not be able to recite the whole Gita. Remember, 4th chapter, 5th sloka. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacharjuna. Bhagavan said, both you and I, bahuni me vyatitani. Tava, mine and yours. Both you and I have many births. You have forgotten them. Tanyaham Veda Sarvani Natvam Vedha Parantapa. I remember all of them and you are not remembering it. This is a cornerstone. This is one of the very important part where the God is telling that there is a Punarjanma. पुनर्जन्म है. हमारे जन्म पहले भी हुए हैं और अभी भी है. Cornerstone of Sanatana Dharma. There are no other schools. There are no other school of thoughts which gives this thought. There is always eternal heaven or hell. इधर से मर गए या तो स्वर्ग मिलेगा या नरक मिलेगा. और अगर भगवान को प्रार्थना करके पार्डन मिल गई तो आपको स्वर्ग ही स्वर्ग है एटर्नली. और यहां जो चीज सुख की लगती है विथ योर फिजिकल बॉडी, यू विल गेट द सिमिलर सुख इन हेवन विदाउट बॉडी. आई हैव एब्सोल्युटली नो लॉजिकल कमेंट ऑन दैट. हाउ दैट कैन बी इवन डाइजेस्टेड बाय द पीपल, मिलियंस ऑफ पीपल गोइंग बाय द बुक. So going by the book with different path, one religion says this book is right, and you perform the things in your life this way only. Otherwise, you will go to hell. You believe in this God, you believe in this book, you follow the book. The other book says no. Our book is right. Our God is right. Everybody believes in God, but the other book says this book is right. And this God is right. This is the way to pray. This is bringing confusion in the new generation mind. And that is root cause of all the wars. Even today, whatever wars are going on in the world, majority of them are based on that. कौन सी पुस्तक सही? My method is right or your method is right. There is no other problem. Majority of the wars fought in the past are on the name of religion. And that is why today there are over 40% people in North America who hate being from any religion. Because they conceivably they think that religion brings hatred. It is seen. Now how these two things connect? Very simple. When it is told that this is the end and there are no more opportunity to improve and go to the next level, there is always a situation of people afraid. People are afraid. हमारा ही सही. Because there is no more, there is no next. Whatever you want to do it now, today, and finish it. The science of rebirth. पुनर्जन्म क्या करता है? पुनर्जन्म, let us go through the technological part of it first. The law of conservation of energy. Everybody knows, everybody agrees. Energy cannot be destroyed, energy cannot be generated. It only changes its form from one to the other. People agree that we are also energy. Humans, animals are all energy. Energy in form of a life in a body. Energy runs through material body. So when a person dies, where does that energy go? वो चैतन्य कहाँ जाता है? That answer is not given by any other school other than the Sanatana Dharma. Another is a law of karma. The first was the law of conservation. The law of conservation of energy is not satisfied if there is only the end. All the energy stops there. That is confronting, that is contradicting with the law of conservation of energy. Another is law of karma, responsibility of the karma. हमारे जो कर्म है उसकी जिम्मेदारी हमारी होनी चाहिए। माफी मांगने से तुमको माफी मिल जाएगी। सपोज देयर इज अ गाय, there is a nice story, there are so many things. There is a nice story about a guy whose name is Ajamil. Ajamil की स्टोरी कहते हैं। There was a guy who was very bad guy. He was doing all the wrong things. He did nothing right in his life. पूरी जिंदगी उसने खराब से खराब ही काम किए। हाँ, ऐसे हमारे में भी स्टोरी बोलते हैं, पुराण है। And I don't go agree with the Purans because they are told for some purpose. They are not Shastras. फिर अजामिल ने बहुत बुरा किया। फिर नारद जी आए, कोई बड़े संत आए, उसको लगा अरे ये आदमी तो कैसे नरक में जाएगा। हाँ, उसका अच्छा होना चाहिए, he should have a happy life, उसको स्वर्ग मिलना चाहिए। So he told him, this guy was very old and still his wife is pregnant. हाँ, चालू है उसका संसार ही चालू है कंटिन्यूअसली। महात्मा ने बोला तेरा जो भी बच्चा पैदा होने वाला है उसका नाम रखना नारायण, नारायण। Now this guy was like totally gone, but somehow he agreed to keep the name. Somehow he agreed to keep the name Narayan. And because he was the youngest boy in his family, he loved him so much. So he is always calling, Narayan, come here, Narayan, go there. I generally don't tell story, but this is important to understand. I am contradicting the story here. So Narayan, idhar aao, Narayan, go there, Narayan, go there. He is telling Narayan, Narayan. Unknowingly, he is chanting the name of Narayan. That is how that is told, the story is told. Now he is dying one day. He is scared. And while dying, he was so scared that he wanted some help. And the name which comes in your mouth all through the life is going to come in your mouth at the end also. So he called Narayan, Narayan. And then the Parshad of Narayan, the Narayan के जो पार्षद थे वो आए और उसको वो स्वर्ग में लेके गए। स्वर्ग में लेके गए। खाली नारायण का लास्ट में नाम लिया और अजामिल स्वर्ग में चला गया। बोलो नारायण भगवान की जय। That is how this story is told. That is how they tell the story. So what is where is the law of karma coming here? उसने पूरी जिंदगी इतने सारे खराब काम किए, उसका कोई रिटर्न नहीं। This Puran is contradicting with the law of karma. कितने भी बुरे काम करो, so people take advantage of that. The real meaning of that Puran is not that. The real meaning is if you keep chanting the name of the God all through the life, then you will remember him while dying. Otherwise you will not remember him. That is the message. But the story is misunderstood in such a bad way that even after doing all the bad things in the life, Ajamil went to Swarga because he called the name of Narayan at the point of dying. And the law of karma is totally gone. Law of karma is broken. पूरी जिंदगी बुरे काम करो, लास्ट में नारायण का नाम ले लो, बस हो गया, हमको तो स्वर्ग मिल गया। ऐसा होता है? ऐसा हो सकता है क्या? कर्म की प्राधान्यता बताने वाली हमारी भगवान की श्रीमद् भगवद गीता, क्या एक ही नारायण वर्ड से क्या आदमी स्वर्ग में जाएगा? उसके जो बुरे कर्म है उसका फल कौन भुगतेगा? उसने लोगों को परेशान किया, वो लोगों की परेशानी का क्या? इसके लिए पुनर्जन्म, why we are talking about it? पुनर्जन्म, why it is necessary and how it is logical. How the rebirth is logical as well as necessary. How it is logical? Law of conservation of energy. Why it is necessary? To balance the karma. कर्म को एंड में बैलेंस करना पड़ेगा. Just by chanting the name of Narayana, he cannot escape from his karmas which he did through his life. You cannot escape. That is why I told that story. So law of karma, responsibility and the fruits of karma, one of the very important factors. Law of justice. All those people who got injustice, who were impacted, there should be a punishment and pardon. Just by chanting a name, just by telling a name, just by submission to a god or the messenger? How the law of justice will be then supported? There should be opportunity to correct. If there is a person who has done lot of crime and all that and is pleading, and then is pleading guilty and is telling, oh no, you know what, now I am believing and I am going to follow the rules of the land. मैं देश के कायदे को मैं अभी फॉलो करूंगा, क्या उसको पार्डन हो जाता है? उसको जेल तो भेजते ही हैं. He is sent to jail for his actions, even though he agrees that I will follow all the rules which are written in the book of our land, of our country. Pardon नहीं होता. Pardon नहीं होता. Pardon cannot be done because it will break the law of justice. So eternal hell and heaven is not supported by Sanatan Dharma. And Punajanma is giving, there is always a chance of improvement while maintaining the justice, and that is why there is a Punarjanma. We will talk about it in more detail. We are already at the time now. So we will meet again next Wednesday 6 to 6:45 on this sloka number 5 of 4th chapter. Till then, I wish everyone a good week. And again, meeting next Wednesday 6 to 6:45. वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमार्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं. गुरुब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वर गुरु साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः.